skyline.
This place is cool. All this looks like they just made it. I was talking to my brother in Maine yesterday, and he was talking about trout fishing, and one of the things he likes about our river, he likes Cotton Hollow and Glastonbury, and that's nice. It's an old quarry, but we discussed some of the downsides of going there. He likes that you can see through the water here. So, can you see that, camera person, through the water? Are you getting that? Harry. They call him up there, Harry. There you go. You can see all the way to the bottom. And look, that's a trout hitting right there. Bang. So obviously they're in here. This is the Bantam River. This is awesome. Awesome. I think, you know, since we're here, we might as well go up the road a little bit. Look at this. Look, put a towel out right there. You got a swimming hole, rocky bottom. The towel's right here. I think. Come swimming at Lourdes Shrine. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh, it's just incredible. Oh, you already saw one trout hit. They're in here. Maybe we can get a swimming spot on the table. That's just beautiful. If you pay us enough, we'll bring you to these places, you know, for a small $30,000 fee that Mr. Haunted is more than willing to compensate you for. And just to show that we're straight up, we'll charge him $35,000. All right, so I've been coming here for the longest time. I've worked here. I spent a lot of time here. I don't know what this is about. This is the width of a road, and it's new. So they're either putting in a road to go along the Bantam River, which by the way would suck, or it's three things, or it's a utility path. You can see all this stuff, right? They're lining up here. Or the other option is they're going to make a hiking path. That would be awesome, because I could tell you the vast majority of people that come here are probably not going to hike here. They're gonna go up there and do that thing. It's just a guess, but pretty familiar with the scene up there. There are some people that go there that don't seem quite real. That's hard to explain. It's just that kind of place. But we're gonna look at this. We're squatching now. I mean, squatching by accident. I gotta get him. He's got the look of chasing something. Wow. Wow, I'm sure the camera doesn't quite do this justice, but all right, Larry, I got your fishing spot. And anybody else, you just got to buy your Squatchin license to have me take you out. That's, that's just going to set you back a couple thousand, and then you get your one-day fishing license, and that's like $10. So, you know, that's your big expense right there, is the $10 one-day fishing license. But your donation to CCIS, that's an investment. I'm going with utility trail. This is where they put all the stuff. They dump it here and on the sides here. Wow. But it's awesome. It's awesome. It's incredible back here. Got to get out of here because the rain is going to start. I'm just going to check out that last view, and that'll be it. Now, I had no intentions of finding this or looking for this, or I didn't even know this was here. My dog went over to the little stream, and then I saw a little opening, and I was like, you know, this is how you find things. And I was like, well, what's that? What's that clearing? Anytime you see a clearing, it's either something like this or a river or a lake or a pond or something, usually a body of water where the trees don't grow. So clearings in the forest are something you want to gravitate yourself towards. This is all compost, so yeah, they've been dumping this. This has been here then for years, because this is just composted wood. And you see it's ironwood, and that stuff takes forever. It's called ironwood for a reason. But, so the Bantam River then goes that way, away from this trail, into some pretty deep forest back there, by the way. There's nothing back there. There's not many houses. That's gonna go down that way further, and then it gets into a couple of the land trusts from there. So there's not a whole lot of stuff back there. So I was working here, as I said, I've worked here in the grotto, and I was alone. I was making quite a bit of noise when I heard a howl. And I was there all day. There's only one way in, one public way in. So nobody was there. This looks like it's a game trail that goes down into that. I really don't, you know, as I mentioned in another video, my knee was hurting for a while. I was really concerned that I had Lyme disease, but it's not. I figured out what it is. And it's going away, so we're able to bring you these places. Crows are going bit. The crows are going crazy back there. So, fussed ahead. There's a guy right there fishing, fly fishing. He's going downstream. Now he just heard those two howls. He keeps looking over. He looks. We're wearing clothes. He can't see it. He's wearing white, sticking out like a sore thumb. So, where the hell did he come from? Man, he must have started. What route is that over there? If you go out of the shrine, whatever. In order for him to come downstream through there, he either started up here and came up, got in the river, went up and came back down, or he started about 2 miles down that way through some gnarly thicket. So he's pretty badass, and there are some points where that gets pretty deep, but because you can see through it. he's got a story to tell. And it's gonna go something like this. Dude, coming down the Bantam River, I'm catching and releasing them, matching the hatch, got the mayflies and damselflies going. And all of a sudden I get just behind the grotto. And I swear to God, I hear this howl. I'm like, what the hell is that? And so I'm like, looking. And honest to God, dude, all of a sudden there's a second howl, right? Now I'm freaking out, but I'm still fishing. Where the hell's he gonna go, right? I mean, he's got hip rubber boots on, so he ain't gonna, not rubber, whatever they, neoprene today. And then, dude, so, I can finish the story. So, bang! I swear to God, I hear 3 freaking loud taps coming from the forest. What the hell do you think it was? And the answer, of course, is like, dude, probably some knucklehead idiots out there making Bigfoot sounds. He's like, no, I swear to God. Never fishing there again. And that's how we keep our fishing spots secret. That's how we do it. We scare you out with Bigfoot sounds. Camera person's dying laughing over here. Now, I did that. Now let me say, if I had seen him, I wouldn't have done that. All right, the howls were already done, and then I see him. And that happened on Mohawk. It's happened on a couple occasions. I remember on Mohawk Mountain, that woman, and she just smiled. She knew exactly what the hell we were up to, and she's just like, yeah. She knew right away. But this guy, he didn't see us. And I don't know if he knows if this is here. He's probably thinking, nobody's back there. But where the hell did he come from? Got raccoon tracks here, right? And deer tracks. And maybe the raccoons were digging around in there. That's a deer track. That's a deer track. The raccoons, you know, they're gonna forage for freshwater mussels and frogs and anything really, anything they can get. You know what I'm thinking, right? So I'm sure everybody that watches has seen a couple videos by now, knows what's going through my head here. You probably, if you've really seen a lot of videos, you know I don't really fish anymore. Oh, but that's a swimming hole. That's a sweet summer swimming hole right there. Water's clear, slightly tannic. And there's a big deep pool. It's all gravel, sand bottom. Just gorgeous. Sit on this rock and spend all day here. Birds. Terrified fisherman. I don't see him, like he's skedaddling. Get the hell out of here. The reason I came down here was because he was coming downstream, and we can move a little faster than him. But now I can see where he was, and he's gone. He went upstream. He headed back in that. My guess gonna call it a day. It's just us. It's just ceaseless being knuckleheads. All right, we're gonna try to get camera person up here. So remember. So I guess we'll conclude it here. Thank you. This is Bantam River behind Lourdes Shrine. Our secret spot. I know the access spot. Found it by accident. Someone else might have a hard time finding it on purpose. But you know the river's here, so there's your clue. And you know, check us out on social media. Track your way to our like and subscribe. That really helps us. And if you have reports, send them our way. And remember, what's it about? That's right. It's all about getting out there. Bang. See, he's a panda. So you always want to watch on your way out. We are finding, so we talk about bones a lot. So here's a bone, and it's probably not as old as you would think. These are vertebrae. I don't know what it is. It's pretty substantial. There's my finger. Give you a comparison, right? It's pretty big. There's one here, here. There's pieces scattered. But the animals are gonna eat this. And they're already starting to chew away at the ends of it here. I'm not even, there's one here sticking out. Not gonna touch it, I've learned my lesson. There's another piece there. I thought this was a leg bone, that's a stick. But wow. So something, a predator is back here. More possibly coyotes. We saw some prints. I'm gonna go with coyotes. They're gonna move a pack through here and ambush anything on the game trails. And that poor fella didn't make it. He did not make it. I found ramps. Ramps are wild leeks or garlic. And I have been looking for ramps. And I see a whole bunch of them through here. All right, camera person, you tell me. Smell. Yep, ramps. Wild garlic, specifically wild leeks. Okay, well now I know where to get them. So the thing about ramps is you can take them and cook them. They are one of the most sought after early forage plants out there in the Northeast. And they're very oniony. You know, you cook them like you would an onion. I see more. They're perennial. So if you want to harvest them, then you just take the stem. And you don't take all of it, it'll come back. You go from plant to plant. Oh, I'm psyched. Okay, so here, I'm sorry. You don't take the bulb. It's an onion like garlic or leek. So you just want to harvest the leaves. Unless you want to plant them, then you take the bulb, you could plant them. They are perennial, they're gonna come back year after year. So once you find a spot, you know where to get them. And I see some pretty big ones back there actually. Go in there, so they, as I said, they're one of the first forage vegetables, and it's one of the most sought after. So they're at the end of their season, because once the leaves come out, they're not going to get enough light. So they're going to come out before the leaves emerge. And you're going to see them on the ground. I'm just psyched. So if you're a fisherman right now, you catch your trout, you get your ramps, you fry that up in some butter, and that's all you need. That's it. And you are living good. Wild lettuce right here. This is wild lettuce. Opium lettuce, they call it. This has powerful pain healing properties and powerful sedative properties. Ramps. Oh man. You've heard me talk about them for 2 years now, right? Yep, 2 years. Just so on year 3 I found them. So we'll cook some up for Richard, you know, of course. Said he was they're everywhere. Forage sustainably. Okay? Same thing with trillium. Don't take the whole 3 leaves. You can take all the skunk cabbage you want. We got some prime skunk cabbage here. I'm gonna find out how many different genuses there are, because that doesn't look like the same skunk cabbage I ate. Never do that again. I might. I shouldn't say that.